For a retail trader, success often looks like a slow, boring climb. They follow a proven strategy, and for weeks, they execute it flawlessly. Their account balance finds a steady and predictable rhythm. But in this environment, progress is fragile. It only takes one session where that discipline breaks, one afternoon of chasing a move or ignoring a stop, to shatter that equilibrium completely. This chart highlights the mathematical asymmetry of the market. While profits are built linearly over 30 days, they can be erased exponentially in a single day. Because a single meltdown offsets an entire month of disciplined work, most traders find themselves stuck in a cycle where they never actually grow their capital. If a strategy works for 4 weeks and then fails in 4 hours, the variable that changed wasn't the market, it was the trader. This indicates that the most significant threat to a portfolio isn't external volatility, but the internal psychological spiral. When this happens, the standard industry advice is to try harder. Mentors and trading books will tell you to be disciplined and use sheer willpower to step away from the screen. But relying on willpower is a losing bet. Live financial markets subject the human brain to intense emotional stress. Under that kind of pressure, the cognitive effort required to simply step away inevitably collapses. The alternative is building mechanical fail-safes. These are rigid, automated, emotionless tripwires that take the decision completely out of your hands before a spiral even starts. Keeping an account alive has very little to do with your inner strength. It is strictly a challenge of systems engineering. The first glitch in our operating system is the refusal to lose. A trader takes a standard, mathematically normal loss, but instead of moving on, that tiny error triggers a psychological refusal to accept reality, rapidly expanding out of control. That denial immediately mutates into revenge trading. The strategy is abandoned, and the trader starts firing off rapid, blind orders, with the sole purpose of making that specific money back right now. This risk-weighting diagram demonstrates volume de-escalation. The large 10-unit trade block instantly fractures and shrinks to a single 1-unit block when the trend line dips into a loss. The rigid rule: when the urge to trade strikes, drop your position size down to 1. You are still clicking the mouse. You are still physically acting out the frustration of the loss. But because the position size is gutted, your core capital remains entirely protected. Volume de-escalation acts as a mechanical shock absorber. It takes the destructive energy of an account-blowing loss and diffuses it into harmless operational friction. The second glitch is the exact opposite: the euphoria trap. A trader hits a major profit target, dopamine floods the system, and they develop an immediate sense of invincibility. Armed with this false confidence, they decide to keep pushing their luck. They take aggressive, unplanned setups and inevitably hand all of their newly secured profits straight back to the market. Protecting profits requires a two-part system: the hard stop paired with the decoy protocol. The hard stop is a mandatory physical action. The exact second your account hits its daily profit or loss limit, you close out the primary brokerage terminal entirely. This flowchart maps out the decoy protocol. The high-velocity data stream hits a locked primary broker gate and is seamlessly diverted into a parallel decoy environment. In practice, this means logging into a secondary, zero-stakes paper trading account. You still get to satisfy the behavioral itch to watch charts and place trades. But by routing that psychological impulse into a simulation, your real capital is securely quarantined from any actual harm. While many lose their money to those single-day spirals, a fraction do manage to consistently double their capital over time. The difference isn't that successful traders are emotionally superior humans. They feel the exact same surges of fear, greed, and euphoria as everyone else when the numbers flash red and green. This diagram illustrates exactly how they survive. The glowing central core, their capital, is insulated by heavy, interlocking barrier rings that deflect incoming erratic data projectiles. Those rings are the mechanical fail-safes, physically severing the trader's emotional impulses from their actual wallet. Surviving the market over the long term is an exercise in loss management, not market prediction. By acknowledging that our psychological flaws are predictable and installing external systems to limit their damage, we stop operating as vulnerable emotional gamblers and start executing like bulletproof, systematic traders.